This video is going to show you how to make use of the Elmo OX-1 document camera in your class, either to run a remote webinar from home or directly in the classroom. We're buying the same model Elmo whether you are currently working from home and taking an Elmo home and borrowing one from the school, or whether you're going into a classroom and using the document camera right there. This is the main model that's everywhere. It has a button on top that turns on a light. Truth be told, the light does not do a lot. So just having decent light in the room is more than enough. If you notice, the document camera is positioned to the left side of the piece of paper, and that's the default for this document camera. You can move it to the other side or a different angle with a visualizer software, but it will work best in this position. You may find without something that allows you to rotate the screen, the image will appear sideways. So the right position is here. If you notice, the piece of paper slides up against the little edge here, and that'll position it nicely. And when we look at how the software works, we can go in more details. The cord is a simple USB cord, plugs in the side, and will plug into your computer. If you have a lot of USB devices, let's say you took your laptop home, you know how to have a external microphone, you have a document camera, you might even have a keyboard and mouse. It can really help to have a USB extension device, little hub that you plug all your devices into, and then you can simply plug your laptop into that when you get to your desk, and it will organize the cords and keep things a little neater. So let's switch over to software and see how that works. I'm going to provide some simple instructions that allow you to use the document camera with either Zoom or Google Meet. In order to have one way of doing things that's simple and will work everywhere, you need some visualizer software. And the software we're going to use is called iPivo Visualizer. So if you go to ipivo.com and download Visualizer, it will work fine with the Elmo document camera. You can also use Elmo software, but I found this one to be a little less buggy. When you first load it, you might see your webcam as the choice, and you'd see your own face. It would be pretty obvious that you're not looking at the document camera. So click in the top left corner on the webcam icon and switch over to the document camera. Then there's this little square, resolution and ratio. You can change the resolution that it pulls in. I set it at the largest setting. And then it has this auto. I'm going to adjust that and try a more square thing, just because I don't want to show too much to my students. I just want the piece of paper in view. And this is more than enough real estate. You can get a custom view, or you can try the different settings. I don't really bother playing with the settings beyond that in terms of video filters. You can, so it's showing live, right? Here's my hand moving over things. If you wanted to freeze the image so people don't see something move, if I click this icon, it's frozen. If I move my hand, that image is not changing on the piece of paper. If I uncheck this, there it goes, and my hand is gone. So that could be handy in one to give a temporary snapshot of something that's on the display while you maybe rearrange things. There's a couple other choices here. You can even record right from here. You can show a webcam image inside of here if you want to do a quick recording, and you can mark up even on top of here, so you can mark up and then erase your markup. So it doesn't need to do a lot, because the main thing you're going to do is from Google Meet, you are going to share this visualization. Now, one thing you'll want to do is get rid of the little edge here, and if you just click anywhere else away for a second and move your mouse away, that edge will go away, right? It will stop showing it, and now we have a clean image, and I can write just like normal on that image. So if I wrote 3 plus 5 equals 8, there it is. I can draw boxes, shapes, arrows, and I can put anything under here, right? And draw whatever I want. I can put any piece of paper, any book. The document camera is very flexible in terms of its positioning. There's an orange button on the side of the Elmo. That's the focus. I'll press it right now. It really doesn't do much most of the time. The focus is pretty good almost always, but every once in a while, if you notice it's fuzzy, maybe that's the button to click. It does have a camera built into the Elmo document camera, but truthfully, I don't find the camera does a lot. Here, I'll turn it on right now, and it doesn't even really get rid of the shadows that I have here. So the lights in the room kind of overpower it. If you're working entirely in the dark, maybe in a dark classroom, it would be handy. But I don't think that's the case for any of us. Let's switch over to Zoom and see what it's like to share this. All right, I'm currently running a Zoom meeting. I have my camera turned off. I'm the only one in here, but this will work the same if I was in a class. I have the visualizer software running. I run 2 monitors, so I'm just going to slide it off onto my second monitor for a second. I'll go here and I'll click Share Screen, and I get some choices. And one of the choices is that visualizer application. And if I share that, it's just going to share the window that has the visualizer in it. We could optimize this for a video clip. That's really unnecessary, right? What we really needed was the resolution. And if we treated the Elmo as a webcam and shared it as a webcam, that will work, but we have to get our settings right in order for the resolution to be high enough for students to read the text crisply. And so by running the visualizer software and then sharing our screen, we ensure that we get fairly crisp image for the students. So here, I'm going to go ahead and share this. And they will put a little green, there'll be a little green box that goes around this from Zoom to let you know it's sharing. And then you can press stop share to stop sharing at any time. So that's the process in Zoom, and we're going to switch over to Meet, and you'll see it's pretty much the same thing. Okay, I'm over here in Google Meet, and I'm running my meeting. I have my camera turned off. There's no one in the meeting with me, and I want to share my screen. I'm simply going to go to Present Now, and I already have my visualizer running over here. I'm going to go to Present Now, and instead of sharing my entire screen, I'm going to choose a window so I can choose the visualizer. And here's the choice of that DocCam visualizer. I'll choose to share it. Google Meet's smart enough to give that window the focus and put it in front. So now I can, again, write whatever I want for my students to see in my class. And they will see my pretty drawings and whatnot. And then when I want to stop sharing, I stop sharing. Google Meet's a little tricky if you wanted to share the DocCam as a webcam without using the visualizer software. There's ways to do it. It's solvable, but it's simplest with the visualizer software. Zoom does allow you to share a second camera and mark that camera as a webcam, but you do have to go to your settings and make sure you have high definition video turned on for it to look nice. And I find that sharing via the software method that we're seeing here is the most reliable for most people in most situations.